Oh. Am I on now? Yeah, right.
Where?
Card sound video. I've seen Daniel Blake. I haven't been in his shoes, but I know people who've been in his shoes. And I know people who've been in Kate's shoes. And it's not very nice. So I think that we ought to sit back and just remember what that story is telling us.
Well, Ken Loach joins me now, and with us also the Conservative MP Kwasi Kwarteng. Ken Loach, how typical an experience do you think the one you portray in the film is of negotiating the benefits system?
It's applying to hundreds of thousands of people. If you go around the country, you'll find the food banks in every city. You'll find people getting sanctioned all the time. I think it was the year before last, 1 million sanctions. And that means people's lives are thrown in chaos. We found story after story after story. We could have said this film in any city, any corner of the country. So I think this is very typical of what's happening.
And do you make these films to try and change Britain?
No, you make the film to tell a story, to try and say, look, this is happening. This is how we're living. This is what do you think? If you see the film and you accept that's happening, then what are we going to do about it? But mainly it's just tell a story. And this one's a story of friendship. It's Daniel, 59-year-old, had a heart attack, but the state tells him he has to work. And Katie, single mum, moved out of London. Big, like many others, and in the social cleansing that's happening in London, she's moved out to the north because the rents are cheaper, where she has no family, no support.
I think the north's the wilderness.
And the choices they face, which are pretty harsh.
Kwasi Kwarteng, you're probably at a disadvantage. I don't think you've seen the film, have you?
I don't think many people have.
But it's just come out. But
That's a silly comment.
You heard the director's praise.
Absolutely.
Do you accept that there is a scale of suffering of people negotiating the benefit system that is truly shocking?
I think there is some hardship. I mean, it would be wrong to suggest that there is no hardship.
Some.
But as Ken said, he's telling a story. He's a creative person. And as you said,
Based on
Ken
truth.
has been working for 50 years as a social commentator, as one of our great directors. I have huge respect for his work. But
You want to watch his work and take notice of it.
I mean, it's not true. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think elements of it are true. But as he said, he's telling a story.
It's
There's a
all
place for social
true.
commentary.
It's based
There's a
on
place for,
truth.
from
And
Dickens
how
to
that
Roger
man
Ebers'
can
work
sit
now,
there and
there's
be a
lots
member
place
of government
for social
and
commentary. I
spout
don't
this.
think it's actually
It's
reflecting
ridiculous.
the broader reality.
If he doesn't know what is
The fact that
happening
the
in
government
his
is creating
country,
employment.
he shouldn't
I
be
think
in
the fact is that
Parliament.
the economy is growing. Many people said it wasn't growing. And the government was actually re-elected last year. Now, I know Ken is effectively a revolutionary socialist. I know that you were involved in Respect, which is a political party that has advanced left-wing views, and I respect that. But it doesn't really reflect the
You
political
should
reality that
respect the
people
poor of
experience.
this country. We
It's
are all
conscious
human.
Cruelty. This system is imposed with conscious cruelty. We heard so many stories. A man assessed for, has had a heart attack. He's assessed for whether by the state. He has a heart attack in the course of the assessment and is then sanctioned because he doesn't complete it. A man takes his pregnant wife to hospital. She's in premature labour. He misses his appointment. He's sanctioned. No money. Life in chaos. New child. This is consciously cruel. And I'll tell you why we know it, because most people...
How
if they
can that man
appeal
sit
against
there and
their
shake his head when
assessment
he
that they're
says
fit
that?
to work when they're plainly ill, they will win the
These
appeal.
stories
So the
can
state
all
is
be
knowingly
proved.
putting people through this.
I don't
and
accept
knowing... Well, it's true. Just look at the figures.
I don't
People
know
are winning
about
it.
the actual the individual anecdotes. I can't comment.
Anecdotes. This man ought to be forced to walk down the street of poverty-stricken areas and see what he is subjecting people to, because he is one of the 600 people who take charge of this land.
Particularly, very much so in 2012, when the economy was slightly rockier than it is today.
Yeah, because your bankers had fiddled the books.
It's conscious cruelty, it's conscious cruelty. And can I tell you something else? Food banks. You are the party of food banks. You are the government of food banks. Do you know how many food parcels were handed out last year? 1,100,000.
You're so proud of that figure, aren't you, Bet?
Let him reply to
It's the government of food banks, and you are consciously responsible for it.
Ken is essentially. I mean, but this we had a general election all about this.
So that makes it right. One general election makes it right.
Key messages
Because the people in glass houses are not looking out.
have expressed your concerns. Broadly, people feel that this government is working better than the alternatives.
No,
We're not
they
perfect.
don't.
I
They
think the Prime
don't
Minister
think
said we need
that
a
at
country
all.
that's working for everyone. Clearly, people are. It's true. I think she made a
You
very
are
good comment
not
that way.
working
There's
for
no doubt that I think
everyone.
we're actually making
I can
progress
tell you that from
compared to-
personal
Just asking you, Ken
experience.
Loach, briefly, I mean, when you made Kathy come home, you did kind of change Britain. The charity came out of it. You shocked people. That's unlikely to happen with this film, isn't it? In the same way.
No, because
Britain's
people
moved an
at the
awful lot.
top
People know
have
an
too
awful lot
much
more.
money and are
Or is it
unwilling
that
to look down at the bottom at the
isn't
chasm of
as
life to
bad
see
as
what
it
life
does
is
look?
like.
The scale of suffering is immense. 1 million.
Ken Loach is really another Charles
emergency food
Dickens,
parcels. Over
because he's
400,000
telling the story
children
of
will not
actually
eat
what
unless
happens.
someone put an extra can into a collecting packet at a supermarket. That's a deeply shocking state of affairs. And there's no way around that. The whole
Why
areas of the
does this
that feel
country
abandoned,
have
that
to
feel
rely
neglected, that
on
feel
charity?
peaceful.
God,
It's finished.
Yeah. Any last words?
The man from government really does upset me because he does not know at all how a working man lives.